Hey, what's up? All right, so this one probably won't be all that long. At least, that's what I think now. We'll see. Um, there wasn't a whole lot that came across my news feed. Fire for Truth in the house. What's going on? Hey, Tammy. Hey, Angie. Eric, what's up? All right. Andre Browning, waiting from Orlando. What's going on? Aaron, how you doing? Um, I didn't, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot came across my news feed this week. What's up, Deontay? I'm good. So, there's not a whole lot to chat about, and kind of not feeling it anyway. So, it's all good. What happened, like, for some reason or another, I mean, it was clear this morning. It was clear this morning. No, I'm not. I'm not watching a launch right now. I might watch when I get off, but there's supposed to be a launch. Yeah, I see that. I see that. Um, yeah, it's kind of been a slow week. Kind of been a slow week. I mean, there was some stuff that came out. You all know, I when I went to LA to go do the interview with Kev on stage, he uploaded that episode this week on Monday. Ask a flat earther, and I was the guy. So I'll be editing that video. I downloaded it. And I started editing, just adding in video, pictures, things like that to, just kind of make it pop a little bit. Go along with what's being discussed in the interview. So there's that. There's yeah, apparently there's a launch going on this evening. We'll see what goes on with that. Uh, Logan Paul, he was supposed to be doing a documentary on Flat Earth. Logan Paul, he's got like almost 20 million subscribers, like 18 million some, 18 million plus on that his YouTube subscriber count. And he came to the Flat Earth conference. He's supposed to be doing a documentary, and that documentary is supposed to be out on the 20th. So we'll see what happens. There was a discussion between Robbie Davidson and Jaron last night, and from what Robbie was saying, and I mean from what Logan has shown, that he'll probably play it kind of like he's not full out flat earther. It probably won't be a hardcore flat earth documentary, but he'll kind of maybe play it like he's still a globe skeptic, just kind of asking questions. He might leave it kind of hands off towards the end of it, but we'll see. That's just a guess. That's supposed to be coming out on the 20th, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm anxious to see what he comes up with, honestly, because he seemed sincere in some of the questions that he was asking when he was doing the interviews and all that, and there was some stuff that he did last year that kind of got him into a little bit of trouble, but it's all good. We'll see what happens. It's a possibility he could chill out, but he did have the opportunity to act a fool on the stage, at the Flat Earth conference. Because, I mean, Robbie let him get on the stage on the second day of the Flat Earth conference, and he he seemed sincere. He seemed, he did, if he was gonna act up at any point, I believe that would have been a good time to do it. But it seems like he, is a busy guy, and I get that. He's got 18 million subscribers, and then, way more than that on other social media platforms, like 60 million in all, I hear. So, I imagine dude's pretty busy. He's got somebody to, um, check his emails and get back to people on appointments and all that. I'm at like below 50,000. So I don't know what 18 million would look like. So I'm pretty sure dude's always kind of busy. So he wouldn't have time to sit down and watch hours of flat Earth videos. And that was his idea, to show up to the conference and just kind of, get all the information from the people that he would have been watching videos from anyway. So I think that's how he played that. And I don't know. He seemed like he was a pretty straight up guy. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That's Logan Paul. His documentary is going to be out next week. Hey, Bob from Globebusters in the house. What's up, man? Uh, no, I'm just saying. The thing is, Ciodity, as far as how many, followers he has, that's people who are paying attention to him and what he's got going on. So if he puts out even-handed flat Earth piece, then I mean that's gonna reach like 60 million people. I mean that's a lot of people. But yeah, um, I'm saying I know. Never mind, I can't tell you about that. I haven't talked to him lately, but it's one guy. There's a basketball player that I was back and forth with. He's a flat earther, but he hasn't come out with it, and I told him I wouldn't blow his cover, so it's all good. If he takes the piss, he takes the piss. People that's what people were supposed to be doing with this anyway. I don't think I don't know. What if he does? Then what? Is that gonna stop me? No. Is that gonna stop ODD? No. Is that gonna stop anybody else? No. It's it's whatever. Um, but anyway, let me see. Hey, love me right? How you doing? Um, let me see what else is going on. They sprayed a lot today. The sky was clear. This would have been a really nice day had they not started with the spraying. They started spraying chemtrails really, really early. See, I already said stop letting riffraff in. How? Explain it, please. Please break that down. How exactly will we go about stopping letting riffraff in? Like how do you know? How do you know who's riffraff and who's not? And how are you going to stop anybody anyway? Um, Yeah, I'm saying we were all kind of, just having a good time. It was a lighthearted discussion. They weren't clowning on that interview with Kevin and Jay, and they're comedians anyway. That's what they do. I mean, you can't control who looks into this, and you can't control how people act once they come into the information. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like trying to control people. It's crazy. It's just not gonna work. That's not even what we're about over here. That's why we're even in the so-called truth of community. That's why we're in the so-called flat Earth community, because we don't just go along. We don't allow other people to um, influence the way that we think or the way that we see things. This is a leaderless movement, and we're not the types to be led by any old person. So if we see somebody that comes around and they're acting fool, then I mean we're not we're not going to follow them. We're not going to pay attention to them. There's a lot of people in here in the community that I'm saying they do their thing, and I mean we can't keep an eye on everybody. So if you see something you don't like, you don't have to pay attention to them. You know, I'm good. I'm good. It's all good though. But yeah, it's all good. Geocentric Creation, you, Dubay, and ODD Rock. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me see. Stop consenting to videos released without knowing the final product. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Um, if you find yourself in front of a camera for whatever reason, then you can't really control what happens. Like there's been videos that I've done that have been picked apart by people that I don't know without my consent. Somebody's got to send me a link to tell me that somebody's talking about me on their video. Somebody's got to send me a link or give me a heads up, like, "Hey, D, this dude put one of your videos up. Oh, hey, this guy's talking about you. This knucklehead's made a video about you." I don't know. So if you put content out, it's kind of up for the public unless you want to try to copyright all your stuff and make it inaccessible. But I mean, that's I don't know. That's a more difficult process. But as far as being able to assess what's said in an interview or something, the way to do that, and I've discussed this, and I mean we're still learning lessons at this point, is if we find ourselves in front of a camera for some company, if it's the media, if it's ABC, if it's somebody trying to do a documentary, somebody wanting to sit down and talk, somebody doing a phone call, or somebody just wanting to do a random phone interview, we are now trying to get into the habit of recording the whole thing. For example, Rob Skiba. Rob Skiba, he recorded the whole interview with ABC Nightline. I wish I'd have done the same thing, honestly. But I mean, I wasn't even thinking about it. I don't know. Next time, if somebody else interviews me, if some other news station, somebody wants to interview me, best believe I'm gonna have a friend with me with a camera, and they'll be recording that whole thing. I got spare batteries. I got extra memory cards. It's all good. We can continue. We can continue this thing. So we're just gonna cover all our bases. So that's how we'll move from here. We'll make sure that we have all the information. So when they edit it and try to make us look crazy the way that they do, the way that they're supposed to, because that's what they're supposed to do. We're not going along with the mainstream. So the mainstream comes after us, and it's kind of what they do. So what we have to do is just keep an eye out, be vigilant, record what's said, and then put that on the internet. And whenever somebody says, "Oh, hey, they had you looking crazy in this," well, actually, here's a whole interview and it's on my channel. Here's a link, and just drop it there. And if you want to hear what I really had to say and the proper context in which I said it, you can check this out right here. So Rob Skiba had the right idea, and I'm kind of mad at him for not giving everybody lessons ahead of time with that. But it's all good. We live and learn. We live and learn. This is a lot of us. It's our first time doing this stuff. I've never. I'm saying that was my first time being interviewed by a major news station. Who did I have to counsel with before that? Nobody. I didn't. I'm saying I didn't even know exactly when the interview was going to take place until maybe an hour before, just the same. So it's it's uncharted territory for a lot of us, and we're all just trying to do the best that we can in these situations. So I don't know. We're a bunch of imperfect people trying to figure these things out. That's that's it. So please, as far as anybody that you would consider to be out in the forefront, an ambassador, not a leader, somebody that's more well known, please extend a little grace because, like Tammy's saying, no one is perfect. We're not perfect. You know, we get things wrong. Shoot, in that interview with Kevin and Jay, I said a couple things. I was like, ugh. I was like, nah, I forgot. I'm saying that went back and I watched it like a couple more times, and I'm going back editing. And I'm like, I forgot to say that. Like here, for example, in that interview with Kevin, they asked me why would they lie. The first thing I should have said, obviously, was for the money. Obviously, obviously, it should have been. I should have cited the NASA budget. I forgot all about that. Totally spaced it. You know, totally spaced on that. $56 million a day. Of course, that would be enough. Like, come on, man. They're pulling in, $1.9 billion a year, something like that. Like, I forgot that part. It was some other stuff in the interview. It's like let me see, we were talking about the moon. I'm not even sure why I said this. I had said, yeah, I believe what? It was like I said I am leaning toward the idea of the moon being projected. I'm saying leaning toward. I didn't say that's what it is. I don't know, but I had said that, and I was like, I said that. You know what I mean? I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean projected? I'm saying my typical answer when somebody asks me about the moon is, dude, the moon's just freaking weird. I don't know. I know that you can't land on it. I know there's no flag that was planted on it. Um, I know it's not 239,000 miles away, you know. Yeah, I did say that. Mistake, you know. I said leaning towards. That's what leaning. But I don't know what the moon is. I'm saying. And I remember, here's the thing. I do see Lynn Farley says it's a portal. Then the next question comes back like, how do you know? How do you know it's a portal? You know, I don't know. We don't know these things. You know, that's that's the thing. A lot of people don't want to get out and say, I don't know. I don't know what the moon is. I don't know what the sun is. But as far as these things being spherical, I'm not thinking that they are anymore. Honestly, I'm just thinking. I used to sun gaze. I used to sun gaze a lot, and I would look at the sun, and I'm telling you, it looked just like a disc. And the moon could also be a disc. I'm saying, I'm hypothesizing on what it could be, what it looks like. We know that we only see that one side of the moon. We know, I mean, as far as the sun, a lot of people don't even look at the sun. You know, a lot of people don't even look directly at the sun. A lot of people still believe that if you look at the sun, it's going to blind you. That's not the case. I'm looking at the sun right now. It's not blinding me. And as I stare into the sun, the my eyes kind of adjust. The light around the sun kind of dims a little bit, and then I can see the circular outline of the sun. And yet I can't make out whether or not it's three-dimensional or if it's just a disc. It's hard to tell. Just being honest. And I probably won't be able to read the comments for a little bit because I just got finished staring at the sun. So there's that. Um, you see, somebody asked where Vegan Warrior was at. Um, we were actually texting back and forth earlier. You know what happens is Vegan. He's hardcore when it comes to these shootings and all that. So he's all over that thing that happened in New Zealand. If you hadn't heard, it was the situation in New Zealand, and you know it was a guy. Uh, Suppose the official story is that this guy was a white supremacist. He wrote up a 60-page manifesto. He goes into a mosque. He kills 49 people, and there's like 20 people injured or 48 people injured, something like that. And people, you know, I mean, just looking into it, and he had it set up looking like a first-person shooter. Um, Streamed on Facebook. Said he had 5 guns, and it's a weird situation. It's a weird situation. What's going on with that? So, you know, I got a couple videos. I got one. I saw one on Instagram. I saw one on Facebook, and me and Vegan, I had sent those to him, and we were like texting back and forth for like the last hour or so. So he's probably like knee deep looking into that stuff. And you know, there was a situation. There was one video where the guy, it was like after, not after, but it was towards the end of the whole thing. I think before he drove away, he was still inside the mosque, and there were people in the corner. People were like, you know, the bodies huddled up in the corner. He's shooting at them, and he shot the one guy, and his shirt moved as if it was like an actual bullet that went into him. And then he goes outside, and there's this lady in between these two pillars, and he like shoots her, and she's on the ground. He comes around the corner, he starts walking up the sidewalk, and he like walks up to her. She's like crying, help me," and then he turns around with the camera and then turns back around again, and then shoots her in the head twice, I believe. And it might have been a blood packet, but there was some. It appeared to be blood around here. So I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. I'm not saying it was a hoax. I'm not saying it was real, but we'll see we'll see what's up. But whatever it is, obviously, the powers that shouldn't be, their whole situation is to take advantage of it. Their old motto is never let a good crisis go to waste. So this will be used to push the agenda to impose stricter gun control regulations. Likely in New Zealand, there'll be people in the U.S. screaming the same things. People were saying that what he was doing was trying to spark a race war. It's it's crazy. And then I don't know. Yeah, Russian Vidge is gonna be all over it for sure. And yeah, there's and then vegan, he's gonna be all over it too. Let me see what else. Yeah, Owen Benjamin, his channel got demonetized. I saw a short video about that. I am subscribed to Owen Benjamin. Um, I don't sit through his streams all the time, but I am subscribed. I will check in and see what's up. But yeah, they'll be trying to go for the guns. They're always trying to disarm the population, and according to noted history, that never works out for the population when gun control is imposed, and then the government is the only entity that still has guns. That never works out for the population. So we gotta continue. Uh, yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope that doesn't happen because I don't know. I just gotta. I don't know. I have this feeling. I'm not sure what it is. Not sure how to shake it. It's something going on right now. And let me see. Yeah, it said Owen Benjamin's at their necks right now, and all he's doing is asking questions. Yeah, and actually, yeah. As far as Owen, what he's been going hard lately. As far as the idea of the Jews. He's always talking about the Jews, and he's got questions. He's got legit questions. I was listening to Owen, and he had Anomaly. It was Anomaly, Owen, and this guy. He's a Jew. Um, yeah. Anyway, but they were having the conversation, and he was asking questions about the uh, the Talmud, and in the Talmud, it's basically a separation real between the Jews and Gentiles, anybody who's not a Jew. And the way that they describe anybody who's not a Jew is goyim, like cattle, animals. And it's outlined in the Talmud as far as treatment of non-Jews. And Owen's got some legit questions about that. I got questions about that crap. So let me see. 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 What was that? Okay. All right. Silla Stefan. Hope I don't get that wrong. I appreciate you. Thank you. Says, when I saw the flat map you showed Kev on stage with the sun equator line, an idea hit me. What if the sun keeps the ice wall at bay during its cycle? That's kind of something that I like to think that I hit on that. I gotta watch that again, because the way that I try to rationalize this within myself. If the sun's making a clockwise circuit over the face of the earth, then the sun must be moving faster when it's below the equator, when it's closer to the outer edge. So the sun, its light and heat goes with it wherever it goes, obviously. So it has to move faster out here. So it wouldn't it would be less likely to melt the ice. It would be less likely to melt the icy shoreline of Antarctica as fast as the sun's moving out there. And then when the sun's circling closer to the center during the warmer months, the summer months in the what's called the northern hemisphere, closer to the center, when the sun's circling closer to the center, then the heat isn't getting out there at all. So that gives the ice more time to accumulate as it rains, snows, when water washes up on the shore and all that. So I'm guessing. How do you know the sun and the moon is circling? Were you not around when I went to Alaska last year and I got the 24-hour time lapse of the sun? I stayed in two locations for 24 hours, put my camera on a tripod, and followed the sun as it circled through the sky. So that's how I know. Max BB. Let me see. TGS source says, see our videos with the big orbs near the sun or whatever they are. Yeah, I actually heard about that. I heard about some orbs or something close to the sun. And I was trying to, I was actually staring at the sun earlier trying to see those orbs. I got a call about those. And yeah, I don't know if you got a video up about it. I'd like to check it out. And that's something that I was talking about in the interview with Kevin. And I remember because I was just editing that part last night. There was one video, if you haven't seen it, there's a guy who was on an airplane during an eclipse, and there were like 8 other orbs. I want to say, yeah, 7 or 8 other orbs in the sky around the sun during an eclipse. So that's that's definitely something worth checking out. So if there was something going on in the sky today as far as orbs near the sun, that would explain why they were so heavy with the chemtrail spraying today, because today could have been a beautiful day. It could have been a beautiful day today. But, they started with the spraying at like 8 this morning, and I'm walking around at work and I'm looking up and I'm seeing streaks in the sky. I'm like, it's going to be one of those days. I was thinking it was because they were trying to cover the sky so we couldn't get a view of the moon, because this is the part of the month where the moon starts to show up during the daytime at the same time the sun's in the sky. And I saw a couple people had a pretty clear video of the sky that was pretty clear, where the sun's on one side of the sky and then the moon's in the sky at the same time. So I was thinking that's why they were spraying the chemtrails. And apparently there was some orbs up there. All right, everything's love. Appreciate you. Thank you. J Legacy says, how can we test for the movement of the earth or lack thereof? I really don't know. I don't. What I would not recommend is a device that's calibrated to supposedly detect the movement. I wouldn't recommend that, but it's all good. Cannot really see with the naked eye. Yeah, that was my issue, Ginger. I couldn't see it. I was looking through my I had 2 pairs of shades on. What I would need was, I guess, the maybe a camera, possibly. Let me watch the documentary Dominion. I did watch that. I did watch Dominion. Watched that a little while ago. Let me see. All right, let me see. I'm just out here posted up in the Lowe's parking lot where I was when it was snowing that one time, and there's my guy. And there's somebody spraying the chemtrails right up there. You see, off in the distance. There's the moon up there, and there's sun going off into the distance. But yeah, the spray was all bad. The spray was all bad today. They were really bad with it today. But I mean, it's always cool when the moon's like right here. That's always fun. Um, yeah. So we got yeah, a little half moon action going. That's always fun. So there was that. What's going on? That's how perspective works. All right, Carlos. That's what's up. Let me see. You know what? That here. Smelly P. Paul Logan to the edge of the dome. Logan Paul. Logan Paul seems like the type that doesn't like to be told no. Doesn't seem like the type of that likes to be told no. So the thing is, Robbie in his interview was kind of poking at him, like you're saying you want to go to Antarctica, they're not gonna let you go. He's like, I don't really like people, not telling me or telling me what I can't do. So he might be the one. He might be able to. Logan Paul might be the one. He might be able to pull the money together to actually put together an expedition. No telling. There's no telling. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Time will tell. The moon where I'm has a perfect halo. Let me see. Let me see. Just look up in Vancouver, same sky. True story. What did you think about the documentary Dominion? I mean, it was a good documentary. I mean, it showed the different aspects of animals being murdered and all that. How that whole situation goes down. So, yeah, I would recommend people actually take a look at that. I thought it was a good documentary. You know. Said my grandma used to make ice cream. She used a bunch of salt. What? Yeah, Kim, the guys in the house. If I come down to Alabama, I'm saying, look, if I travel, do some cross country touring or something at any point, I think everybody's gonna know. I'm gonna let everybody know where I'm at. I think visibility would work out for the best. Just so there's none of that. Where'd D go? I like to keep you all informed as far as where I'm at. What I got going on. Because I believe that there's a few people that might genuinely be concerned about where I'm at. All right. Uh, Authentic Intents in the house. What's up, man? Trying to blow on all this snow to melt so I can hit up the University of Minnesota again. That's what's up. All right. Let me see. Yeah, I would like to see Logan try to put together some sort of expedition. That'd be fun. But we'll see. Organic Mechanic. Yes, I did get your email. I haven't had a whole lot of time to try to plan another laser test. Um, there was a situation though, funny situation, and this is something that happened like last year. Uh, what happened? I had my 5 watt laser, 5,000 milliwatt laser, that is, and uh, some way or another, just kind of messing around. I'm like showing people this thing, and I was getting ready to, try to put something together to take it out, and I burned out the diode. And this is a $450 laser. Now, burned out the diode on that thing, and so I called the company. I'm like, hey, what am I supposed to do with this laser? I burned out the diode. I need to get it fixed. To what I need to send it to. So they have me send it to China. And they give me specific instructions. They tell me, make sure that you tell those or on your packing slip or whatever that you put that it was only $25 in value. If it's more than that, then they're going to be suspicious and there might be an issue. I fill this thing out and I put $25 on it and all that, and I send the thing off. It cost like $70 to send this thing. Back in September, I go check my mail the other day. Guess what came back? The freaking laser. It was stuck at Chinese customs. This thing was stuck at Chinese customs for like, let me see, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, about 6 months. Right about 6 months, this thing was stuck at Chinese customs. And then they just now sent it back. And there's a sticker on here. It just says return. So I'm pretty sure that they did not fix this laser. So now I have a $450 paperweight. Fun times. Anyway, at least I got extra accessories for my other laser because I ended up buying another one, but good times. Um, oh, Ginger, I'll get you a wrench at some point. See, Zach, Carlos, you guys are both in Alabama. Y'all should hook up, hang out. Cabin Construction, you're in Alabama too? So y'all need to have a meetup. Let me see. All right. Jermaine Harkness, he's in Alabama. Good Lord, there's a lot of people from Alabama in here, man. Let me see. Yeah, it's Flat Friday out here. All right, let me bring it all the way back down. Get caught up. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You know. But I'm saying now I got, two lasers. I got um, one of the 3 watt lasers and a 5 watt laser. So I hadn't had time to put together another laser test. And what I'm going to be doing this weekend is editing that video because it's almost a 2 hour long interview with Kevin. And I'm about, a little bit over a half hour in. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to add to this thing. I want it to be like that interview with that interview Dave Murphy did. And I believe ODD went back and added a lot of extras to that interview to just kind of, bring the point home. So I want to do my interview with Kevin a lot like that, So it's gonna take a while, because I gotta go get on my hard drive and check different videos. If it's not on there, I gotta, go on YouTube and do a screen grab. It's a process, but that's gonna be my focus this weekend. Um, I'll be doing a podcast with Brendan Daly on Facebook with the group The Future of Flat Earth. That was one of the first groups that I was part of, representing, in my early days out here. Let me see. Loved your video about the flattest states. Thank you, Flat Earth Response. That was I'm not sure what happened with that. I was just on the internet like Kansas is flatter than a pancake. I look down, I see another article. I'm like, wait a minute. I hadn't heard anybody talk about this. There are 10 states. There are 10 states in the U.S. that have been measured to be flatter than a pancake by these college professionals and all that. Flatter than a pancake. 10 states. That right there ought to be enough evidence for anybody. But these things are way too simple, and people get. Let me see. Yeah, people get confused about these things. But I didn't forget about you, organic mechanic. I didn't. Uh, Alternative Realm says we are an alien experiment. I'm not gonna act like I got everything figured out. You know. Uh, Let me see. Yeah, Texas is one of those states. Yeah, 10 states flatter than a pancake. Uh, it was Kansas, Florida, Texas. I want to say Kentucky. I think Indiana was in there. But yeah, it was a nice list. But that's hundreds of miles of missing curvature. At least dozens of miles of missing curvature. Just the idea of people having taken international flights should be enough to get the gears going. And I think a lot of these people who argue for the globe, that they're not even really thinking about it, that they haven't really looked into flat Earth, that they haven't really considered the idea of what has been, uh, what kind of wool's been pulled over their eyes. And Matt Wagner says, "How old am I? How old do you think I am? How old do I look? If you didn't, if you didn't have any idea, how old do you think that I am? Go ahead. Everybody, place your bets. How old is D?" Said 57 only. 32, 33, 42. Dennis, really? 42. Good lord. 40. Come on, man. Let me see. 30, 31, 65. Okay. Let me see. 36. I'm 37, actually. Yeah, I'm 37. Said 45, Deontay. Really? That's messed up. You playing. He said AARP. Yeah. Nah, man, I'm 37. I decided to stop aging at 25. That's why, you can still look the same. But yeah, that's all. That's all good. What else is going on? What else is going on, folks? All right. All right. The good pastor, Pastor Nate. He's 43. Okay. Oh, you stopped at 21. Okay. I stopped at 25. I just wanted to be fair. Just relax. Anyway, yeah, who cares? Whoever asked? Music loving fool. That's who cares. Anyway, but I'm saying folks should be able to figure this out, and I'm wanting to kind of, what? There's a couple guys I want to talk to, or I kind of need to make a video response to these. Those guys, Edge of Wonder, those guys. Um, I'm kind of wanting to make a video about them because they put up this tweet. It says save our youth from flat earthers and ignorant socialists or something like that, or uneducated socialists. Um, let me see. Why am I living in my van? To save money, dude. Obviously, it's a personal choice. I like the idea of having dough. And that's what throws me off. People will get on these videos and they will sit here and say that this is the guy you're listening to. This you're taking advice from a guy who's living out of his van. A guy who's living out of his van, not paying rent, property taxes. What? What's that? Ooh, homeowners association. That's ridiculous. You gotta pay people to live in this neighborhood, and you gotta pay your monthly dues and all that. And then they're like, "Hey, you're letting your grass get a little too tall. Hey, you need to go ahead and cut that down. I don't have to deal with that crap. I don't have to deal with utilities. I don't have to deal with water, sewer, garbage. I just look. I got a little trash can in here, and every now and then I'll just find a spot, tie up my little trash bag, toss it in their dumpster, and I'm out. I don't have to worry about that. I'm a minimalist. All right. I don't need a whole lot. I don't need a whole lot to keep me satisfied, man. I'm chilling. I'm good. You want to clown? You want to clown me for living in my van? Sure. Why not? you know. And I'm not trying to be nasty about it, but when somebody's trying to be nasty about it, I'll kind of get snarky with them. I'm not perfect. I'm still growing up, kind of immature actually. Somebody says, tries to clown me about the whole van. You're in a van down by the river. I'm like, oh, okay, and I guess you're in four walls. Say hi to your landlord for me. Your landlord. When you go drop off that rent check, say hi to your landlord. Tell him I said what's up. But yeah, I'm like, this is simple stuff. Look, they're not thinking, and that's what I'm saying. That's these globe believers coming up with that stuff. I'm like, you didn't put this together. When I do these streams, I'll talk about, yeah, I just got off work. And so I still got a job and I'm not paying rent. Duh. Anyway, um, so there's that. I don't know. It's just kind of silly. It's kind of ridiculous with these folks. I mean, and oh man, this time of year when it gets warm, easy, easy stuff. This stuff is easy. When it gets warm, oh, oh, this is too easy. I'm saying you just park somewhere, jump in the back, call it a night. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I might. What it is like when it's cold. Okay, look, when it's cold, you have to be crafty. In my situation, you got to be crafty because I mean I'm like I have a job that's in the city, so I still have to hang out in this area. So I gotta find my little hacks to make things happen. To just get by and try to continue out. To smooth out this thing because I still gotta put out information. I still gotta do my videos. I still gotta edit things like that. And what happens is like I'll get off and I'll go check my mailbox, and then if it's cold and I'm trying to stay warm, I'll go over to my storage unit and I'll run this 100 foot extension cord from my van to the building, plug in there, and I'm running a space heater. They got Wi-Fi over there, so I'm good. And then about 8:15 or so, I got to put the hot water on the burner. Put the hot water in the hot water bottle to stay warm at night. So there's that. The situation lately at the storage unit, there was a couple break-ins, and I was actually parked there. I was like editing some video and all that while I was over there, and they they're like, hey, you were here during that thing. Hey, we're gonna have to put you on office hours. So I can't be there as late as I used to. So I just stopped going over there. So now what I've been doing lately, I gotta get off and I'll go to a Starbucks and just hang out over there if it's cold. Days like today, when the sun's out, it's charging my solar panel, it's warm, I can just chill out in the van. Tomorrow, if the sun's out and it's warm, I can just chill out in here all day. I don't have to worry about going to a Starbucks or going to plug in over here, anything like that. I'll wake up in the morning, go hit the gym, catch a shower, and, park somewhere and get to work. Find some Wi Fi, like where I'm at, and I can just chill all day. I'm good. This is easy. This is easy stuff. you know. Especially when it gets warm, this stuff is way too easy. So, this is just chilling. Let me see. Do 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 do. Oh the people who have a school bus and turn that into a mobile situation. That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. But let me see. Look at Pam, the van being an earthling. Let me see. Oh man. Let me see. Dougie Fred said, I would gladly switch with you since my landlord just sent me a letter saying my rent will be going from $5.95 to $7.50 a month. So yeah, I'll gladly take your arrangement over mine. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's the type of stuff that gets on my nerves. That's the type of stuff that used to get on my nerves, man. Seriously. Um, I mean, just getting a letter in the mail. Oh, by the way, we're gonna kick your rent up another $50, another $85. I'm like, what for? What for? I mean, like seriously. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That sucks. Let me see. Do. Yeah, living small is liberating. I mean, this is one of those things where it's like less is more. Say van life seems complicated. Not really. I mean, like when it's cold, maybe. But when it warms up, this stuff is easy stuff when it's warm. A lot easier. But anyway, let me see. You pay 900 rent. Only thing stopping me from doing that. Doing this is no shower, toilet, or way to wash clothes. Okay, so here's what you got. There are places called gyms. You know, I'm at Planet Fitness. I know, Planet Fitness. I know. Planet Fitness. So I got a membership at Planet Fitness, and that's where I shower. You know, and also, you know, it gives me incentive to work out when I go there. So I'll work out and go hop in the shower. As far as a toilet, there's a toilet in the shower there. Um, if you're in your van and you're parked like next to one of these little complexes or whatever, you can, I mean, you can get up and go into one of these stores. You can go to Starbucks and ask them for the code, and they'll let you use their bathroom. I mean, it's not like you're gonna have to go all the time anyway. Um, so there's that. And then, you know, as far as getting mail, you just want to have a PO box. My PO box is like $45, and that's every 6 months. $45 every 6 months, and I get my mail sent right over there. Easy stuff. So, you know, the van life, it's not really that complicated. And my van has paid for itself about 3 times already. So I mean, it's not a bad situation. It's easy fix. You need a gym membership. Um, Find a laundromat that you can go to once a week. I found a nice spot about 2 miles from here. I'll just go there. You know, I'm in and out in like 2 hours, easy. You know, you can take your clothes to a laundromat. I still got my little laundry bag from when I was in the army, and I'll just throw my clothes in there all week. You know, take my bag in there, and clean stuff, wash, dry, fold, and I'm gone. That's it. It's easy stuff. Okay, going to the bottom of the chat. Yeah, living in society is complicated. I like to be just off on the side of it. Tar Heel. Toilet in the shower? No, I mean like it's a bathroom. It's like there's a bathroom section and then there's the showers on the other side. Come on now. Cut that out. But yeah. Let me see. Living small but living big, my type of lifestyle. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, laundromat. Laundromats are easy. You know, I go to the one. There's this run by this little old Korean couple. You know, they're real cool. It's easy stuff. Yeah, and you're right. The army prepared me for this lifestyle. Absolutely, because I was in an infantry unit for a couple years. I was with Bravo 124 before they moved to Hawaii, and I think I could be wrong. I want to say they moved somewhere else. I'm not going to speculate though. Went before 25th ID moved from Fort Lewis back to Hawaii. Yeah, I was in an infantry unit. We used to have these FTXs, field training exercises, and I would be out there with the infantry guys for 2 weeks at a time. So during that situation, all we had was our rucksack. Our little sleeping bag was on the inside of it, our little shelter half. So we had to have a buddy, you know, and we would sleep in the same little pop tent and pull our stuff in there, and we would have to be real snug, real organized. And there was no shower, there was no toilet, you know. It was, it was field life, and then we still had to do the training and all that during that situation. But yeah, being out in the field while I was in the army, that kind of desensitized me to this whole van life situation. So this is not tough. Having to walk a long distance with that rucksack on, find a spot in the woods, pop your little tent, sleep inside of that, come outside your little tent and there's frost on the outside of it. Dude, that's rough. Being in a van, in a sleeping bag, with a blanket on top of you, with a hot water bottle in the bottom, keeping your feet warm, easy stuff. Easy stuff. Oh, sorry about that. Pastor Nate said, used to fight fires in Alaska in the wilderness. I know the feeling. Yeah, yeah, seriously. Adam said, flat assassin. Army was the closest thing to being a professional bum during FTX. Facts. Facts. Let me see. So there was that. But yeah, man, that was That's what it was. I'm not saying wasn't homeless at any point, but that was kind of close. That was as close as it got, and that makes van life a little bit easier. So it's all good. Let me see. Head to Atlanta. Oh, I don't know. Fifth bat, 101st. All right, all right. That's what's up. Flathead politics in the house. My army brother. Yeah, man. But yeah, the military will definitely take you outside your comfort zone. So, these situations where, it gets a little bit cold out here. Hmm, yeah, I'll look back and I'll remember those. And, I've had extreme cold. I've dealt with extreme heat, or what I would call extreme cold that would push a lot of people. The thing is about pushing yourself to a limit. And I experienced hot, what serious heat is. When I was deployed to Iraq that one year, it was like 0405, November 04 to November 05. I was in Iraq, and the month of August, I was in Kuwait at Camp John because I was the supply guy, the logistics dude, and it was my job. I was sent by myself back to Kuwait to find my unit's vehicles and process all the paperwork to get them shipped from the combat zone back to Fort Lewis. So I was at Camp John in Kuwait for a month, and one of those days, it got up to 142 degrees. 142. That's when I knew something was wrong. You know what I mean? As far as the sun, because I'm looking up at the sun, and I mean the sun looks like it was close of. It looked like it was as close as it is in Tacoma. 142. So I'm looking up at the sun like, dude, really? I'm talking to the sun, and then at the same time I'll get on my computer and I'll look at the weather in Tacoma, and it was like 80 degrees cooler over there at the same time. I'm like, how is it 142 here, but it's like freaking 65 over there or something? Like, get out of here. Yeah, Dennis L said 130, 130. Yeah, it gets like that, right? All right, thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that, because somebody would be saying, nah, man, it didn't get on 142. Yes, the heck it does. Yes, it does. I don't know if it was manufactured or not, but I mean, when it got hot like that, it gets over to like 100, 105. You think that's extreme, and then like it gets up to 110, 115. After that, it's just hot, man. You don't know what to do after it gets up to like 110. It's just whatever at that point. We're still walking around in the boots, long pants, long sleeve, and all that, with the bags on, carrying our M16s and all that. But yeah, it was like that. Um, but yeah, once it gets past 110, it doesn't even matter. It don't even matter. It's just hot. It's just hot. But it did get to 142 one day, and that was just crazy, crazy, crazy. So that had me thinking about the distance of the sun, because I was like, how far away is the sun? And why is it so much more extreme here in Kuwait than it is in Tacoma? You know what I mean? I was wondering about that even then. And I hadn't heard about flat earth, but that was another one of those things where I was like, that doesn't make sense at all. I know the sun's like, we're like closer to the equator here, but come on. It's a sauna out here. It's like it'll be cool inside your room. And you know what it feels like when you open the door when you're cooking? You open the stove and all that heat just rushes out. That's what it was like when you open the room, open the door to your trailer and go outside. It's like all that heat just rushes inside. I'm like, it was craziness. That was craziness. Definitely want to stay hydrated out there. Arizona gets to 125. That's rough times. Does the heat come from the sun, or is it geothermal? I'm thinking it was from the sun. I think it was from the sun, because the sun is just that close. Let me see. All right, Cynical Skeptic. Hello, D. Check out my last video. Himawari definitely debunked. And thanks for all you do. Thank you. Thank you, Cynical Skeptic. I need to go subscribe to your channel. Check you out. Hold on. Let me take a note. Make a note real quick. Just a second. Cynical Skeptic. Cynical Skeptic? Yeah. Okay. Himawari. All right. I'll check that out. I'll check that out tonight. I made a note. Thank you. Okay. But yeah, it's been an hour and I just been kind of, just chatting about whatever. It's not nothing too constructive, nothing so, so deep and profound. I just didn't have a whole lot to discuss for the my headphones. Don't use earbuds anymore. Okay. All right. But let me see. Yeah, I just wanted to hop on and interact with you all for a little bit. It was I didn't have a whole lot as far as, anything crazy going on in flat earth. I saw one article. I saw one article today actually. It was something like they found a hairy blue spider on Mars. A hairy blue spider on Mars is what they said. Yogi's beer says, "What town am I in? I'm in Tacoma, Lakewood actually. I'm in Lakewood, Washington, doing that thing." Let me see. Hottest day recorded at McCord Air Force Base was July 2009 when it hit 104. That's still not even that bad. My favorite type of music, I'd say jazz. Actually, Mr. AZ, yes, I believe I can, but it's all good. Let me see. Oh, is that right? Yeah, I don't care. Homo sapien, he's got to continue talking about me. What he needs to be worried about is collecting that money back that he lost from those folks. And that's what throws me off a little bit. How's this guy still so smug when he got scammed out of other people's money out in front of everybody? Flat Earthers were telling that knucklehead, you can't just take a flight from Antarctica to go over Antarctica. It's not going to happen. They're gonna scam you, whoop-de-woo, and dude still didn't listen. And this arrogant guy runs off doing his thing, and he got scammed. He got played, lost everybody's money. Now, I will give you globe believers, you ball huggers, a little credit for this. You ball huggers, you stick together. You stick together, because if somebody in the flat earth community had done something like that, collected so many people's money and then lost it, got scammed out of it, they would be laughed out of the community. People would be calling them a shill, agent, a scammer, a charlatan. You ran off with everybody's money. Everybody would immediately turn against the person that happened to. They'll be like, you probably split the money with the people who put this thing together. I'll bet you were in on it, blah, blah, blah. But you ball huggers, you stick together, and that's commendable. Shout out to the ball huggers. Shout out to the ball huggers for showing such awesome unity. Casey Walker, before you go, just want to say goodnight. Thank you, Casey Walker. Sure appreciate you. Yeah, hairy blue spider on Mars, that's what they were saying. But yeah, I'm saying, y'all, these, the ball huggers, they're unified. That's what I'm saying. Ball huggers are unified. That's, and that's awesome. That's commendable. They see somebody out in the open screwing up. You sat here and you collected everybody's money for months and committed to that thing and just, hey, yeah, I got my guy. Ooh, made a little video. Boom. Got all the money. Got his little business class seat. Went to log in. The site's down. Hey, what happened to the people? Oh, nobody's picking up their phone. Oh, you just lost everybody's money. You would expect everybody to turn on them immediately, but no, that didn't happen. Good job, ball huggers. Anyway, so yeah, not worried about Homo sapien. He's got to keep my name in his mouth to keep himself relevant. It's okay. It's okay. Oh no. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guy, and you're probably about to get blocked anyway. But the thing is, you're just going along with the stuff that he says. Now, we all know that. I stopped paying attention to that dude when he was supposedly debunking the laser test. Lasers fire in a straight beam, period. Well, the laser beam spreads. Yeah, laser beams do spread. But what we saw from that distance was the origin source of the laser when it should have been hidden behind a mound of bulging water. There is no bulging water. And this guy's just saying the reason you could see it is refraction. Yeah, see? Refraction. Oh, look, I'm going to put my little hot pan under here, and that's going to move the laser a little bit. Then I'm going to put the ice tray over here, and that's going to move the laser a little bit. Mark's laser was 8.5 feet above the water. The air temperature and the water temperature only had a variance. It was less than 10 degrees. It wasn't like it was some blazing hot day at the time, and then the water was ice cold. It wasn't even like that to create that type of refraction. Also, the laser was so far above the water that it wouldn't have been affected anyway. So your boy, he was off. But since you ball huggers want to keep believing that nonsense, you'll just go ahead and suck it up. So, I mean, I'll just go after his character for that. It is what it is, you know, dude. I mean, he didn't say anything. He tried. He tried. Did it work? No, it didn't make any sense. I'm just like, all right, man. All right, guy. You just say what you say, do what you do. You gotta keep talking. You gotta do what you do. And it's fine. You know, I'm not mad at the guy. It's just a matter of what are we believing here. But there's no explanation other than why were we able to see that blue light? Because the surface of water is flat. Duh. Oh, I don't know. I think refraction. So you think that, one, the water was bulging, and two, you think that the laser was curving over the bulging water. Anybody that ignorant, I can't help you. Anybody that pushes that ignorance, I can't help you. And that's basically what he was doing. If you can't figure that one out, and we use the math from the globe community, we use the spherical trigonometry, we use those numbers, 8 inches per mile squared, 7.98, whatever. I use the Google curvature calculator to figure that out. And there was supposed to be 30 feet between myself and Mark. Why could I still see his laser? Oh, that's right. Because the surface of water is flat. Duh. Like, how do you not know that? All right. Steve Kraniak. Sure appreciate you. I hope I didn't butcher your name. I do appreciate you. But yeah, I don't know. It's all good. Debunk. Please. Please. My goodness. I'm saying I really don't know what goes on in these people's minds when they supposedly debunk these things. You can sit here and kind of try to debunk videos where I'm just in front of the camera talking about stuff. You can try to debunk that stuff. You try to debunk one of these videos where I'm showing you 10 miles, a 10-mile stretch of water, and I zoom in, or Mark zooms in on a flashlight, not a laser, a flashlight, a combat flashlight that's blinking from 10 miles away, and he's able to zoom in on that while his camera's less than 4 feet above the surface of the water, while that flashlight is only 3 feet above the surface of the water. And I measured it in that video, showed you measuring. I showed you me measuring that thing. 3 feet above the water. We could see the flashlight from 10 miles away. And you don't get that? That's not my fault. You like to be deceived. That's on you. Like there's nothing. There's nothing there's nothing else that needs to be explained from that. And people can argue about that spirit level thing. Oh my goodness. What about a spirit level on a plane flying over the ocean? Because I actually have a minute of that on my trip to South Korea. Yeah, yeah, I do. It's on my hard drive. It's 1 minute. I recorded 1 minute of level flight over the Pacific Ocean on the way to Korea. And the bubble was centered just the same, as always. Because it's flying through the air over a plane. In the words of Neil deGrasse Tyson, that stuff is flat. Deal with it. Deal with it. I really, I really don't know. I really don't know what else to tell these folks, man. It's all good. But yeah. So, uh, shout out to all the super chats. Sure appreciate you all. I'm gonna hop off of this thing, get something to eat, and get to work on this video interview with Kevin. Hopefully, I can have that up. By Monday morning, maybe Tuesday. I appreciate you all. I really do. You could have been anywhere on the internet, and here you are with me. I appreciate you. I really do. Gonna hop off this thing. Peace and love to you. My man Garb Trail McKinney's in the house. Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. But yeah, as always, folks, have a good night. Have a great weekend. Hope you had a great week. I'll be seeing you soon. As always, be good to each other. Take care.